And men over 50, do these 5 exercises to restart testosterone fast, science-backed. Introduction: The silent crisis of the modern male is 2026. We live in an era of unprecedented medical advancement, digital connectivity, and longevity. Yet, beneath the surface of this modern prosperity lies a silent, creeping crisis affecting millions of men across the globe. It is not a virus, nor is it a sudden trauma. It is a slow, insidious decline in the very hormone that defines male: vitality, strength, and drive, testosterone. For men over the age of 50, this decline is often dismissed as just part of getting old. You are told that low energy, reduced libido, increased body fat, brain fog, and loss of muscle mass are inevitable consequences of aging. You are told to accept it. You are told to slow down. This is a lie. While it is biologically true that testosterone levels naturally decline by approximately 1% to 2% per year after age 30, the precipitous drop seen in many men over 50 is not merely a function of time. It is a function of lifestyle, environment, and most critically, physical inactivity. The modern world has engineered movement out of our lives. We sit in cars, we sit at desks, we sit on couches. We have traded the physical demands of survival for the comfort of convenience, and our endocrine systems are paying the price. But here is the good news: the science-backed truth that this comprehensive guide will unpack in exhaustive detail. You can reverse this trend. You do not need to accept decline as your destiny. You do not need to immediately resort to lifelong testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, with its associated costs, risks, and dependencies. Your body possesses an innate, powerful ability to regenerate, to adapt, and to produce hormones in response to specific stimuli. That stimulus is exercise, but not just any exercise. Not the hour-long cardio sessions on the treadmill that may actually elevate cortisol and suppress testosterone. Not the light stretching that maintains flexibility but does little for hormonal output. To restart testosterone production, you must engage in a specific protocol of high-intensity, compound, resistance-based movements that signal to your body that it needs to remain strong, dominant, and vital. In this extensive 10,000-word masterclass, we will delve deep into the physiology of testosterone, the science of exercise endocrinology, and the precise execution of the 5 key exercises that have been proven to maximize natural testosterone production in men over 50. We will cover nutrition, sleep, stress management, supplement science, and the psychological aspects of reclaiming your masculinity. This is not just a workout plan. It is a blueprint for biological rejuvenation. Welcome to the Restart. Chapter 1. Understanding the hormonal landscape. After 50. Before we lift a single weight, we must understand the machinery we are trying to optimize. Testosterone is not simply a sex hormone. It is a master regulator of human physiology. In men, it influences everything from bone density and red blood cell production to mood regulation, cognitive function, and metabolic rate. The biology of decline. Why? Does it happen? To understand how to fix low testosterone, low T, we must first understand why it drops. The primary driver is the aging of the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal, HPG, axis. The hypothalamus. This part of the brain senses low testosterone levels and releases gonadotropin-releasing hormone, GnRH. The pituitary gland. In response to GnRH, the pituitary gland releases luteinizing hormone, LH, and follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH. The testes. LH signals the Leydig cells in the testes to produce testosterone. As men age, several things go wrong in this loop. Reduced GnRH pulse frequency. The hypothalamus becomes less sensitive to the feedback loop, sending weaker signals. Blunted LH response. The pituitary gland becomes less responsive to GnRH, releasing less LH. Testicular resistance. The Leydig cells in the testes become less efficient at converting cholesterol into testosterone, even when stimulated by LH. Increased SHBG. Sex hormone binding. Globulin, SHBG, increases with age. SHBG binds to testosterone, making it inactive or unavailable for use by tissues. So, even if your total testosterone looks okay on a blood test, your free testosterone, the bioavailable kind, may be critically low. The role of cortisol. The testosterone killer, perhaps the most significant factor in modern low T, is not just the aging of the HPG axis, but the chronic elevation of CHOMS cortisol. The primary stress hormone. Cortisol and testosterone have an inverse relationship. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. This is an evolutionary survival mechanism. In a state of acute stress, fight or flight, the body prioritizes immediate survival over reproduction and long-term maintenance. However, modern stress is rarely acute. It is chronic. Financial worries, job pressure, poor sleep, inflammation from processed foods, and sedentary behavior keep cortisol elevated 24/7. This chronic catabolic breakdown state shuts down testosterone production. The exercise solution. The exercises we will discuss are designed not only to stimulate testosterone production directly, but also to regulate cortisol. By improving insulin sensitivity, reducing visceral fat, which produces estrogen and inflammatory cytokines, and enhancing sleep quality, these exercises create a hormonal environment where testosterone can thrive. The myth of andropause. You may have heard the term andropause, likening male hormonal decline to female menopause. This is a misleading term. Menopause is the abrupt cessation of reproductive capability. Male hormonal decline is gradual and variable. Some men maintain robust testosterone levels well into their 70s and 80s. The difference lies in genetics, yes, but overwhelmingly in lifestyle. Studies of traditional hunter-gatherer societies, such as the Hadza people of Tanzania, show that older men maintain significantly higher testosterone levels than their Western counterparts. They remain physically active, carry loads, hunt, and engage in community physical tasks throughout their lives. Their bodies never receive the signal to shut down production because the demand for physical capability never ceases. This is the core principle of our protocol. Use it or lose it. By engaging in high-demand physical activities, you signal to your body that it is still in its prime, that it needs to maintain muscle mass, bone density, and aggressive drive. You are hacking the evolutionary signal. The benefits of optimized testosterone. Before we dive into the exercises, let's clarify what you stand to gain. Restarting your testosterone isn't just about sex drive, though that is a major benefit. It is about 1. Body composition. Testosterone promotes lipolysis, fat burning, and protein synthesis, muscle building. Higher T means easier fat loss and easier muscle gain. Bone density. Testosterone stimulates osteoblasts, bone-building cells. Low T is a leading cause of osteoporosis in men. Cardiovascular health. Adequate testosterone levels are associated with better lipid profiles, lower blood pressure, and improved vascular health. Cognitive function. Testosterone receptors are abundant in the brain. Low T is linked to brain fog, memory loss, and an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Mood and confidence. Testosterone influences dopamine and serotonin pathways. Men with optimized T report higher levels of motivation, competitiveness, and overall well-being. They feel sharper and more resilient to stress. Energy levels. Mitochondrial function is enhanced by testosterone, leading to greater cellular energy production. Now that we understand the why, let's move to the how. Chapter 2. The science of exercise-induced testosterone production. Not all exercise is created equal. If you ask a general practitioner for advice on boosting testosterone, they might suggest regular exercise. This is vague and potentially counterproductive. Long-duration steady-state cardio, like running 5 miles at a moderate pace, can actually lower testosterone by elevating cortisol and causing oxidative stress without providing the anabolic stimulus needed for hormone production. Boost testosterone? Exercise must meet 3 specific criteria. High intensity. The effort must be significant enough to create a metabolic disturbance. Large muscle mass engagement. The more muscle tissue recruited, the greater the hormonal response. Short duration. Workouts should generally be under 60 minutes to prevent cortisol spikes. The acute versus chronic response. It is important to distinguish between the acute spike in testosterone immediately following exercise and the chronic baseline increase over time. Acute spike. Heavy resistance training causes a temporary surge in testosterone and growth hormone immediately post-workout. While this spike itself doesn't directly build muscle, the duration is too short. It plays a crucial role in signaling pathways, receptor sensitivity, and neural adaptation. Chronic baseline increase. Consistent training leads to long-term adaptations. By increasing lean muscle mass, you increase the number of androgen receptors in your body. By reducing body fat, you reduce the conversion of testosterone to estrogen, aromatization. By improving sleep and insulin sensitivity, you create a systemic environment that supports higher baseline testosterone production. Research published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research and European Journal of Applied Physiology consistently shows that in compound movements, exercises that use multiple joints and muscle groups elicit a significantly greater hormonal response.